Right, this one is Scientifical Reasoning Part 2. I might not wear my specs for this one because I am actually only supposed to use them for reading, so things go a bit foggy if I've got them on. I also want to say, actually, I've kept meaning to say this in the last 2 or 3 vids, but I've noticed I've got a few subscribers now. Thank you so much, you wonderful fucking humans. Because this is really therapeutic. It's sort of cathartic in a way. I'm doing this for me because it's a process that I've discovered that works for myself, is by just really blowing the fucking lid off myself. It helps me. It just fucking does. No, that one's for another video. I'm sticking with the scientific stuff. But yeah, I wanted to say I love that I did get feedback from people on all the other stuff that I wrote and did videos on, and people said they got a lot from it. So I want people to see this, and if it helps people, then all the better. That's really like just an amazing fucking thing. So if any of you guys who have subscribed, thank you. If you know anyone who you reckon might benefit from listening to this, if you want me to talk about anything, pop a comment up, whatever. But thank you from the heart. So scientificalness. So dopamine, that's what got me thinking. This is great for my overthinking, because I make a vid and then I start overthinking. I go, yeah, I can make a video about it. That's what I do. But with dopamine, it got me thinking about Parkinson's disease. Because Parkinson's disease is caused by a similar cause, that poor translation, as they call it, of dopamine. Just in a different area of the brain. Dopamine works in many different areas. Dopamine has 12 different roles in your body. That's why I said it's more similar to a hormone. It has roles in digestion. At the neuromuscular junction, there's dopamine there. So I wish they would stop calling dopamine one of the mood chemicals, because that's just one of its functions. That's one of the things it can do. I think they probably try and simplify it to people, but to me they make it more ridiculous, because then people can't understand what it means. You know, you get addicted to cocaine from dopamine. Dopamine. It's just when it works in your mood center, it triggers a good mood. When it works in other areas, it triggers the thing that it's meant to trigger in that area. So one of the sort of signs of Parkinson's is when they come to things like gateways, entrances, doorways, or turning right, like a corridor, and they go, huh? And at that point you can talk to them and they will talk back to you, and they've just forgotten what they're doing, but they haven't forgotten what they're doing because part of their brain still thinks they're walking. It's just the bit that needs to tell them to turn right hasn't connected. That's why they're not doing it. And so you can prompt them because you're there. And that's something you can do. It's really cool. They've got walking sticks. When you put the walking stick down, it shoots a little light. So they step over it. And that keeps reminding them, step over the line, step over the line. And if they've got something to keep prompting them, it can work. But it's a nice example of just apply that process to a different area of the brain, and you can see what I kind of meant. And the reason that sort of translates to personality disorders is if you look at that in terms of ADHD, it's really easy to see how ADHD develops into borderline personality disorder, because it's all, you know, I said it was a frontal cortex thing, that's apparently where the executive functioning goes on. But the reason it affects your mood is because it's to do with your limbic system. That's all the stuff in your midbrain. You've got like the hippocampus, the amygdala, the pons, the medulla, hypothalamus, all of those things. Now they talk to each other a lot. They interact a fuck of a lot, because things like memories, emotional memories and stuff like that, are often part of the brain activity that's going on when you're doing something. Like the balancing beam, your brain's remembering when you fell off and you're being trepidatious because of the balancing beam situation. Walk on a balancing beam a foot off the floor, a foot wide, and you can hop on it and dance and turn around. Put that 20 meters above the floor, now do it. You'll shit your fucking pants and you won't be able to do it. Because now all those memories are involved and they're preventing you from being able to fucking physically do something. Right? Dopamine is involved in all of those, and noradrenaline, and serotonin. I had a really good Venn diagram, which named each of those three monoamines, as they're also called. That's just their chemical sort of name. That's a type of chemical. But a Venn diagram. And it had all of the monoamines, and then it had all of the different things like different moods and, focus, concentration, elation, determination, all of those sorts of things. So it's really easy to see if you're having too much translation going on here, you're going to be stuck over here because this chemical is not working. So all of those emotions are not available at the moment. That's why you can be, dyseuthmic, all over the place. Is it labile? Labile, that's it. Yeah, labile. All over the fucking shop. Because when you try and control your moods, your brain chemistry is not sufficient to function in that way. So your amygdala, this was part of what my friend sent me. Your amygdala in borderline personality disorder is smaller. It gets smaller because as you were growing up, developmental disorder, which is what ADHD is when problems happen when you're growing up that your brain doesn't develop. So my amygdala is too small, but it knows it's too small, so it's fucking working twice as hard. Your amygdala is responsible for a load of things, and there's a load of interplay. And if you try and understand midbrain neuroscience, it's fucking I can't get anywhere near it. And I've got a Bachelor of Science in a health science, and we touched on neuroscience, and it's streets way above where I am. So good luck with that. Because a lot of the midbrain is responsible for lots of different sort of types of emotion, and a lot of them responsible for a lot of like archaic behaviors like the fight or flight. The amygdala is responsible for the fight or flight, but there's all sorts of other hormones and neurological activity that goes on to make your heart rate go and to make you actually literally shit yourself and piss yourself. Those are parts of the fight or flight response. It's to make you lighter. It literally is what it's for. If you need to fucking leg it, your body fucking evacuates whatever it can instantly to make you lighter so you can run. That's literally the truth. And all that shit happens from the amygdala. But the whole calm down thing involves brain chemistry, and it involves neurons firing. And remember that for a neuron to fire, the chemical needs to be present at both ends before the impulse travels along. So it's no good this bit saying anything if this bit can't fucking listen to it at the moment. So that is why when people with a temper problem, not just me, people with all sorts of other mental health conditions, when their temper flares up, even though they know that they're in the wrong, they know they need to calm down, and even though they're doing everything that they fucking can in their will, in their heart and mind, every focus and attention and everything that they can is saying fucking calm the fuck down, get your fucking head together, The next stage is not currently online. The bit that makes you calm again can't happen, even though you're trying, even though you have that prompt. And I'm not saying it can't and it never will or anything, but it's not able to be controlled in the way that it's normally able to be controlled, with a slap around the face or a get your shit together, all that sort of shit. It's not externally controllable. What was that word that I had to look it up the other day? Comes from the inside. Endogenic, that was it. Endogenic. So it comes from the inside, but it can't be stopped from the inside or the outside. And I think that is sort of fundamental in understanding the anger or sometimes the despair or the dejection or the sadness can't be reasoned with and reassured in the same way. Even though people are saying this, that, and the other to me, and my logical head, in my conscious mind, I'm agreeing. But it's not having any effect on the emotion. And that's why, because the brain chemistry that is required to take place in order for that sensation to be felt is not currently able to take place. It's trying. It's not working. And I hope that kind of explains something. I hope it does. I'd love to know what people think of this one.